Joined now by who was essentially the man in men's tennis here in the OUA this year, Liam Drover-Mattinen, not only first year playing with the team, rookie of the year, player of the year, and OUA All-Star. Did you have a feeling that this year was going to go as well as it did, or were you kind of pleasantly surprised, or did you expect to contribute right off the bat with the team?
You know what? I think I always expect the best out of myself. I never set any specific accolade goals, but I always go out kind of with the expectation or the belief that I'm going to win. So I'm very proud that I've been able to accomplish as much as I have this year. But I wouldn't say it came completely out of left field.
For you, you've played high level tennis for quite some time. For those who don't know, take us through the brief journey of how you got to purple and white, because you've been playing at a pretty high clip for a while now.
Yeah, yeah. So junior tennis is a little bit confusing. There's a lot of kind of stages. So you can play at the provincial level, the national level, the international level, and then from there, there's a bunch of different stages in and of itself. So I played a lot of Tennis Canada events, so on the national stage, and then also ITFs, which stands for International Tennis Federation, and that's the international stage. So I've played a myriad of different levels of tournaments, kind of all over the place, and played those. Got a lot of experience, kind of honed my game, and then transitioned to becoming a Mustang this year. Yeah, so.
What got to ask the question? What made you want to come to Western? I know obviously there's the school aspect. Is it school with an opportunity to play tennis at a high level as well, sort of thing?
Yeah, I would say that kind of encapsulates it really well. I was kind of allured by Ivy. I would say I'm a really big business guy myself, so I saw the kind of prestige and the benefits of that, and I'm like, hey, I really want to go there. And I was really fortunate to know a lot of the people on the Western tennis team just from playing junior tournaments and at the national level, and I was like, I think this will be a great fit. The team culture is amazing. The competition's great, and the school is fantastic. And I think it really just checked all the boxes for me.
I'm told a little bird told me that maybe there was a couple guys on the team that were doing some recruiting of you to come to Western. Do you care to share that aspect of who is maybe trying to get you to come to Purple and White a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say all the guys on the team were kind of pushing for me a little bit. I like they definitely advocated for my ability as a tennis player, but also as a person too. I think we really kind of mesh well, and our personalities are good complements to each other. And I think that shows not only in our relationships off the court, but kind of our ability to bring out the best of each other on the court. So I think it's a good mix of both.
Obviously, in the university tennis game, there's the double side of things that then leads into the single side. For you, take us through your style of game, because obviously, this day and age of tennis, it's there's power guys, there's finesse guys, there's a little bit of everything guys. Take us through your style of the game.
Yeah, I would say right now I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I would say I'm more on the defensive side of things. I kind of like to wait for my opportunities a little bit more. Tennis obviously favors like really tall players. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say I'm short, but I definitely didn't get blessed with the height genetics. I'm 5'10". So I've been very fortunate to work with some incredible trainers and incredible people throughout my life. So I would like to say my fitness is pretty good. So generally, I'm able to really track down balls, get to everything, and just kind of wear down my opponents that way. So I would say I prefer singles, but I'm definitely excited and a competent doubles player, I would say.
Take us through the OUA championship, because obviously you guys had a tighter opening kind of meeting against Ottawa. Then Waterloo was in the semifinals. You guys went 7-0, so that was a pretty dominant performance. And then here comes Toronto again, which I'm sure you're going to get used to, this little back and forth element. How well did things go throughout, or was there kind of a peaks and valleys scenario in those kind of the first and obviously the gold medal match?
Yeah, no, I think the team was confident going into it. We were all playing pretty well, and I would say not everyone was feeling maybe their best physically going into the tournament. We had a couple people who were a little bit sick, a couple people who weren't feeling physically as great, dealing with a little bit of you know minor injuries. I would say nothing particularly too serious. So there's a couple areas there where maybe everything wasn't perfect, and then the nerves got to us. But I would say generally, like at the start, we had the tight one against Ottawa. Definitely a bit of a wake up call, I would say. Got us really into action. I think that showed in our matches against Waterloo, and then obviously against Toronto, there's a little bit of that kind of revenge aspect. We lost them in the finals last year, so never want to lose twice in a row. So I think everyone was pretty fired up to go play their best. We ended up losing the doubles point. That was a tough one to swallow, but everyone rebounded really, really well, and were able to have some very solid performances in singles. So I would say all around, definitely not the smoothest. But I mean, when is sport ever smooth? So everyone played amazing too, and did very well mentally to make the most out of everything.
And then for you, the post event awards, was it kind of a? I know some guys, especially when they're getting a couple awards, it's kind of like, okay, thanks, you can stop now, sort of thing. Other guys are just like, I'll take it, no problem. Rookie of the year, player of the year, as I mentioned. On top of that, you and Ray get the OUA All Star recognitions as well. It had to be pretty sweet, though, obviously, right?
Of course. I mean, who doesn't like getting recognized for that stuff? But I'm definitely a little bit more on the low key side. I would say, again, it's nice to receive awards, but I find it a little bit embarrassing sometimes when I'm going up there to accept an award. But obviously in a good way. Like I'm not at all like I'm always excited about it, and it was certainly an honor to be presented that award.
I know the interesting thing with university tennis, you win your provincial championship, and you guys are like one of the first ones out of the gate, and usually one of the first teams to finish the season. And then you've got this like chasm of a gap in between. And then we're going to go play nationals in August or in the summer, sort of thing. How much is it an aspect, or for the group sort of thing, just to keep training, keep working towards? I know even talking to the team back during the season, it was kind of like, we got a good team. We feel pretty confident about OUAs, but we really want to get that one next summer.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely a challenging gap, I would say. I think the break, what is it, like 7 months or so, where there's no real like organized competition. I would say that's a little bit tough for some people, but I think the quality of the players that we have this year, and really the responsibility that people feel and the accountability that we all have, is really keeping us engaged and getting to practices. We're hitting on our own time. We're all making sure that we're getting in our training. So I would say everyone is doing a fantastic job of making sure that their game is still improving over this off season, and that we're going to be ready to compete in the summer.
And then for you, I know the wave university tennis, guys finish out their time, guys move on. But how confident do you feel about the next, the future of this group kind of thing, and what you guys have going on in the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, this is only my first year, so I'm looking forward to another hopefully great 3 years after this, being able to work with the team and really see some more success. And then past that, we'll just have to see what the future holds. And yeah, I think I'm just excited to be taking it one step at a time, and try not to look too far in the future and count my chickens before they hatch, basically.
Well, as mentioned, the rookie of the year, the player of the year, I have a feeling the next few years might go pretty well. So we appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time during the busy time of year from the student side of the student athlete side of things. So thanks for doing this, and good luck in nationals, and I look forward to seeing what next year has to hold.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.